Hi guys, well I'm going to continue cleaning this engine today. A little bit windy, which makes it a little bit harder to do a video, but on the other hand it's a little bit cooler, which makes it a little bit more comfortable and enjoyable. So I'm going to continue cleaning under the bonnet, and then I'm going to move down and clean around the engine. Okay, so that's pretty much done under the bonnet now. As you can see, that is quite a lot cleaner than what it was when I started. It was really grimy and dirty and grey. Now it's fresh and clean and shiny like a new car. Okay, time to move on down. We're going to move on down to this area here now, which is plastic. Clean out all the dust and the loose stuff out of the little nooks and crannies. Then we'll give it a wash, and then we'll put some plastic revive on it, because a lot of it is just plastic. This is where your brush and your little toothbrush comes in handy. Getting into these little spots, getting out all the leaves, any sticks, branches and dust. Get all the loose stuff out. And underneath that rubbish strip. Now one of the hardest places to get at is right in here, where your windscreen wiper joins on to the motor. It goes right down in there. You can't get a cleaning stick, or you can't even get a toothbrush in there. So what I do is I spray in the wet and white, spray in the cleaning fluid, and then get your brush and then just brush out the cleaning fluid. Brush around there, make everything soft, gooey, and then slowly, little bit by little bit, force the cloth into that little gap, little piece by little piece, so it goes right in, and then just wipe it out like that. By the time you've done that a couple of times, you can see it's quite clean in there now. All the grime and the dust and the dirt is out. So do that with both of them. And once you got into all these little nooks and crannies and clean them, then we can start putting on the plastic cleaner and revive. No, I'm not a mechanic or an auto electrician, but I can see those sort of, where are they? There they are, those wires there. Now I'd strongly recommend you don't spray any cleaning fluid, water or plastic revive or anything on those little wires. They're a little bit exposed. So I'm going to cover them up with a little bit of masking tape before I spray any cleaner around this area. So just put a little bit of masking tape over the top if you see any wires like that, things that look a little bit exposed. It may be okay, but I'm not sure, so I'd rather be sure, safe than sorry. So a little bit of tape will cover those. There we go, just a little bit of tape over the connections and the wires to cover them, just like that. It's the same when working around the battery. I'm not going to spray any cleaning fluids around the battery. Just going to dampen the cloth, put a little bit on the cloth, and then just use the cloth to clean all the details on the battery. Clean it around, get underneath there with your brush if you need to. But just by putting a little bit of cleaning fluid on your cloth, you can get it really nice, really clean. You don't need to spray it or saturate it. No fluid on there around your battery. Well, the idea of applying this plastic revive or protectant spray to the black plastic is to just bring it up fresh and black again, get it away from that grey oxidized kind of look. I don't think this van had been done since it was new. It was pretty bad. I've given one coat already. I might go over it once more with the spray and then polish it up again, clean it up again. I think that will do it. It already looks a lot better than what it was, but I just think it needs a little bit more just to bring it up with that new look. Now when you're spraying on this plastic revive, don't saturate the whole place, okay? Don't put a lot on, just a little bit on like that, and then get the cloth and just slowly work it in, okay? Slowly spread it out and work it in. Even if you have to do it a couple of times, that's fine. Eventually it will come up nice and black, shiny like brand new plastic. There we go, that's just about done now. So you can see that compared to the first photos that I showed you, it is now looking rather nice. It even sounds better now when I start it up. Nice. Now you're probably thinking, why on earth would anyone want to bother cleaning around their engine and the engine bay and under the bonnet? Well, there's a couple of good reasons. One, like I said, if you're checking the oil or your battery or you're doing anything at all, you don't get grease or dirt on your hands or on your nice shirt. The other important reason, of course, is if there ever comes a day when you want to sell the vehicle, people will look under the bonnet. They will check the oil and they will look around. And what they're looking for is to get some idea whether you really cared for and looked after this vehicle. If they see it covered in dirt and leaves and grime and grease around the engine and the engine bay, they probably think this hasn't been serviced, it hasn't been cared for or looked after. Now if the engine bay and the car looks mint and polished and clean, for example, they will say, wow, you've really cared for this car. I want to buy a car that someone has loved, someone has cared for and looked after. That's what I want. And they may even buy yours over the other dirty, scruffy looking car, even though it's done less Ks, because they have the feeling that you have loved it, you've cared for it, and you've looked after it. And that's a good reason to keep it clean and polished. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments below.